Hi guys, welcome back. If you're new here, hi, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am Annie and I am a 43-year-old lover of color. The whole point of this channel, really, the reason I started it is because in looking for people of my age on the YouTubes, most people were using brown shadows, and that's just not my jam. I am, like I said, I love color. I use color every single day, and you can too. If you have been afraid to use color because you think that you are too old, you are not. Color is for everybody, whether you use just a little or whether you go all out and use it all the time. You too can use color. So anyways, enough about me. You're not here to hear about me. I am today doing a first impression on this really cute collection of single shadows from MBACosmetics. This is their Watercolor Collection. This collection retails for $20 for the bundle of shadows. If you want a little palette to put them in, it's an extra $4, so $24 for both the palette and the bundle of eyeshadows. For your $24, besides that palette, you get 8 shades. You get a gray and a black and a white, as well as a pastel rainbow. So if you are interested in seeing how these perform, we're going to get started in just a second. A couple of other products I used along with these amazing shadows. On my lid, I did not use those because these are all mattes, and I like to have a big sparkly lid. So for my lid, I used the Devinah Cosmetics Willy Wonka Xploders shadows. These are some pastel multi-chromes, and let me just say that these are the most incredible shadows of life. I love these shadows. They are absolutely stunning. They are quite expensive, quite a bit more than the MBA cosmetic ones, which is not unusual for a multi-chrome. These retail for $56 on Devinah's website. But if you pay attention to a lot of influencers who love indie brands, most often they have a discount code that you can use on these. I know that Amy Loves Makeup has one. If you go to her channel, I think she's just got it listed in her description box, and I can't remember if I used her code or not, or maybe I just got excited and just purchased these for the full $56. Anyways, spoiler alert, these are definitely worth the $56. I also used some cake liners from BeautyBarBaby. These are their pastels. These are the unicorn candy liners. They come packaged like this. Super cute packaging. If you've never used a cake liner before, I highly recommend them, especially if your eyelids are a little crinkly. They go on super easily on crinkly eyelids. And the great thing about cake liners is they are less cracky than like a liquid liner that you can get from Fenty or NYX or something like that. They do crack a little bit, but nowhere near what those liquid liners do. So anyways, if you're interested in seeing how I came up with this look, we are just going to dive in right now. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with the yellow shade here, and I'm just going to pick that up on a very small brush. And we are going to apply that to the inner portion of my eye. I have already primed my eyes using my MAC paint pot in soft ochre, and also my milk, what is it called? What is this called? This thing. My jumbo eye pencil from NYX Cosmetics in the shade Milk. There we go. I knew it would come out. All right, so picking up some of that yellow, I'm going to just apply it to the inner portion of my eye here. And I'm just going to kind of go slowly here. That's a really pretty, like, soft yellow shade. It does take some building up.
Got a dopamine rush, got a major league crush when you're next to me. Got my heart upon my sleeve, can I hide the way?
That is really actually a very pretty yellow. I'm gonna just wipe that brush off on my color switcher thingy here. And then I'm going to go in with the green. I do have some kick up in the pan. I don't know if you can see that there. You can see here I've got some yellow dust hanging around. We're gonna go in with the green shade now. And apply that right next to the yellow, overlapping just a smidge.
When you're next to me, girl, got the kick in every move, and I fall just like a fool for you, for you. Wish I knew just what it was, but why should I make a fuss? Just stay next to me.
So the green is definitely a bit more pigmented, which is to be expected. I'm just going to wipe that brush off again, and I'm going to go back into the yellow, and I'm just going to kind of blend those two together where they meet.
Next to me, girl. Something special, don't know why. Something special that I like about you.
Okay, picking up another small brush. This one just happens to be an eye shading brush from Lash. I'm going to go in with this beautiful pastel blue here. And we're going to place that, of course, right next to the green.
There's a mystery entwined, something bigger to define about you. Am I the only one to see? Got me down on my knees, taken by your gravity. And I just know you got that something special about you.
Okay, there's the blue. That's nice. What I'm noticing about these shadows is you have to dig a little bit initially, but once you kind of get past that top layer, the pigment is better. So I don't expect these to obviously to be super bright and super pigmented. They are pastels, and so far they seem to be performing pretty well. I'm not doing a whole lot of blending. When I'm all done, I will go through and I'll blend out the top edge. So we'll see how that works. Next up, I am going to go in with this really pretty purple. And again, I'm just going to take that on a small brush. And we're going to place that next to the blue. I'm going to be winging this out pretty far when I add in the pink here. The purple so far is the most pigmented that I've tried.
Got me under lock and key, but I don't want to be free.
And then, yeah, that one really went on quickly. Last but not least, I'm going to go in with the pink. I'm just going to wipe off that same brush. And we are going to kind of pull this out into a fairly dramatic wing shape.
You're like honey to a bee. I go crazy for the sweet when I'm next to you, girl. Got the kick in every move and I fall just like a fool.
I'm just going to go in with a little blending brush. I'm just going to take this little mini round blending brush here from Luxie, and with no product on it, I am just going to kind of blend this top edge to make sure everything is nice and diffused. I know I said I wasn't going to use the white, but I think I'll use the white under my brow bone as my brow bone highlight once I get this all blended. So my first impression of these MBA shadows is they actually are quite nice. I didn't have any problems. I don't feel like they look chalky on my skin at all. They went on beautifully. Of course, I'll have to play with them a little bit more. They are quite dusty. I've got quite a bit of kick up in the pan. I don't know if you can see that, you know, the blue here's got some pink on it. The green's got some purple on it. Those are the last two shades I used. Oof. but I do like them. I think they're quite pretty. I'm going to go ahead and set that aside now. Then I'm going to go ahead now and cut my crease. I'm not going to use concealer for that. I'm just going to use my NYX Glitter Primer because that's how I always use shimmer shadows. And then we will go in with the Xploders from Devinah. I'm not going to worry about that being exactly too neat because I'm going to go again with some other liners on top of that. So now that I have that glitter glue down on that eye, I am going to go in with my shadows. I'm going to start, oh, where's my brush? It's one of those days today. All right, so I think I'm going to start with, let's see, what shade is this? Nerds. This shade right here, this is the shade Nerds. We are going to take that on just a flat shader brush and oh, it's so pretty. Oh my gosh. That's gorgeous. Using that same brush, I'm just going to flip it over and I'm going to go in with this shade here, which is Everlasting Gobstopper. Wiping that brush off, I'm going to go in with the next shade, which is Swudge. And then I'm going to go in with Runts. Oh, no! Runts tried to run away. And I'm going to pull Runts all the way out here. And again, I'm not too concerned about the mess I'm making. I will come back and clean that up. Now I just want to kind of, again, clean that brush off, and I'm going to just go on in and make sure everything is kind of blending together. So just with that brush now clean, we're just going to go over where each of those shadows meets. I'm really happy with the way that looks. Okay, so now I'm going to add some liner to kind of define where those two meet. I'll come back and finish this eye later. So to do that again, like I said, I'm going to use my Unicorn Candy liners, which are just cake liners. If you haven't used cake liners before, I will go ahead and link my last video, which was using the cake liners from MBACosmetics to do a stained glass look, and I explain a little bit more about them there. So I'm going to start just in kind of rainbow order. So the same order I went with my shadows. So here's where I am so far. I'm going to finish this eye off camera. I'm going to finish my base, clean things up, and then we'll be back to do the lower lash line, and I will give you my thoughts on all of the products that I used today. Hold tight. Okay, so for my lower lash line, I am just going to basically take these same shadows in the same order and just put them along my lower lash line. My waterline, I'm just gonna add a white pencil, so I'm just gonna do that very quickly. I will just pick those up on a smudger brush. That yellow's really not showing up on the bottom lash. So I think what I'm actually going to do is go in with my milk pencil and just lay a little bit of that down. I'm not, because this is so large, I'm not going to go in with it just like this. I'm going to just pick it up on a angled brush and use it like that to kind of lay down a base.
Something special about you.
Hopefully that's going to provide a little place for it to stick onto as well. Oh, that's definitely better. I don't know if it's showing up on camera or not, but in person I can definitely now see the yellow. Just gonna kind of just go up the spectrum, just using that same brush while cleaning it off in between.
Why don't we say that it's too late for us now? Why do we stay when I blame you for the things that weigh me down?
I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other eye. Actually, let's go ahead and add my inner corner highlight. That way I can kind of do everything at the same time. For my inner corner highlight, I'm going to go back into my Devinah shadows, and I'm going to use this shade here, which is the shade Pixie Sticks. Let's see if I can... Pixie Sticks. It's really, really a beautiful, beautiful color. And I am just going to pick that up on this little Luxie mini flat angled brush. We're going to apply that to the inner corner, and I'm going to pull it down just a little bit on top of where I placed that yellow. That is so pretty. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye. I'm going to add some eyeliner, and then I will be right back. Okay, so here is the final look using the MBACosmetics Watercolor Collection as well as the Devinah Cosmetics Willy Wonka Xploders. I'm really very happy with the way this turned out. I think it's quite pretty and soft, and I really enjoy it. I'm going to go ahead and zoom you out and let's talk about the products I used today. Okay, like I said, this is a first impression of the watercolors from MBACosmetics. So I actually really enjoyed these. I think that they're quite nice. I think that they go on beautifully. You do have to build them up. They aren't the most pigmented pastels that I've used. The most pigmented ones I have are actually in the Tokyo Harajuki palette from Nomad Cosmetics. That palette is just like probably my all-time favorite palette, and those pastels are incredible. They go on with really like full pigment, like right off the bat. They are very softly pressed shadow. These ones are a bit harder and you do need to build them up. But once you do, I really like the way they look. They blended nicely, and there was no fallout to speak of. Not that that's typically a problem with pastels, but yeah, I really actually do like them. I think it's a soft, beautiful look that I was able to come up with this. And I purchased these along with the palette. So just the shadows themselves are $20. With the palette, it was $24. I think it was definitely worth my $24. I really, I do like these, and I'm going to enjoy using them, especially in spring and summer months. As far as my Devinah Xploders, these things are just freaking awesome. I need some more Devinah shadows in my life as soon as possible. They are expensive though. I think I paid $50 something for the set of 7, which I guess, considering these are multi-chromes, is not that bad, but still they are quite expensive. So the next time they do a restock, I'm definitely going to pick up some more Devinah shadows. These are so, so good. At this point, I have used every shadow in this collection, and I'm super pleased with that. As far as these cake liners go, if you haven't experienced cake liners, I highly recommend you pick some up. Like I said, I have them both from BeautyBarBaby, which these are here today, and I also have some from MBACosmetics. They all work exactly the same. You just add a little bit of water and you can get the most amazing eyeliner looks ever with these. The great thing about cake liners is when your eyelids are not as young as they used to be and they're a little saggy and maybe a little crinkly, they go on very, very easily. They just glide right on without tugging your eyelid at all, which is hugely important when you have old eyelids. I'm just going to be 100% frank with you. Hugely important. When your eyelids are old, you need something that's just going to glide on. Otherwise, your lines are not smooth and beautiful. And these do the trick. You don't have to pick them up from BeautyBarBaby or MBACosmetics. Suva Beauty, I think, has the cake liners. Anyways, you can find them all over the place. Of course, Anastasia Beverly Hills just came out with some as well. But again, these have been around for decades and I love them. So I think that's everything today. If you enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to hit that like button down below. And while you're down there, just kind of scooch on over and hit subscribe. And if you'd like to see more of me, I am on Instagram. You can find me there at seemybliss_beauty. It's the same thing that I am here. And I hope you all have a fantastic day. Bye!